As you may have seen from the thumbnail, the grand question is, are malls dying? And simply put, yes, they are. As these numbers will tell us, in the early 80s and 90s, we had hit a peak of 2,500 malls open all across the US. And most people will say that the 80s and 90s was peak time for the malls. Shows and movies will depict this. They'll be showing a bustling movie scene where the mall is just active, arcade machines, Christmas time shopping for gifts, right? Beautiful times. And the mall, and like I said, there's evidence to that. Now, we go to today where we are at only 900 shopping malls open in the US. That's bad. That's about a 65% decline. And why? Why is this? Why is it that so much malls have closed around the US? Well, simply put, it is because of you. Yes. With every Amazon purchase, you bring the mall closer to extinction. Because a lot of people are choosing online shopping over in person shopping, and this hurts the malls deeply. They can't afford to keep their doors open. And so that is why we have lost a lot of malls. And so much so that there's actually a subreddit called Dead Malls with 227,000 members, whose whole topic of this subreddit is to just explore and discuss malls that are no longer open, that have been abandoned, closed, and some people will like break in and they'll show you around, and some of these will look eerie, right? And I recommend you look at it. It's an interesting subreddit if you have some time to kill, and you'll see that this is a big trend all across the US. There's no lie about that. And what does that leave us with? Well, is there any hope of the malls making a comeback? And the answer to that is also yes, actually, because a lot of malls are actually renovating their spaces to also be living spaces, which means where there once may have been a shop is now a loft or an apartment or a room that you could rent and live at. This is huge. This means that a lot of malls may be able to keep their doors open, and you may even be able to live at a mall. If you've ever dreamed of living at a mall, now is your time. You could live at the mall, wake up, step outside, straight to shopping or straight to the food court, or it's just great. I mean, I think I wouldn't mind trying it. Sounds interesting. Sounds fun. And more than that, if there's enough people, you'll have a community of people who all live at the mall and contribute to the mall. And quite frankly, that would be the hope. And like I said, there's a lot of malls doing this now where they're renovating just to keep their doors open. So, with that, I'll leave you on the note that the original inventor and designer of the mall, who was Victor Gruen, his idea was just that. He wanted a living space within the malls. But because of capitalism and consumerism, there was more profit in the way that it was originally designed in the 80s and 90s that you see in the movies than what he had envisioned. But now that that's just not cutting it anymore, malls can't stay, malls can't keep their doors open. Now we're seeing that transformation into what Victor Gruen originally wanted. And I think he'd be ecstatic to know that his vision of the mall may finally come to life. And the other thing, if you're an early 2000s kid like me, then I would urge you to remember the times when we would wake up early on a Saturday morning, head over to the mall with our families, and we'd stop at the food court, right? And we'd get something delicious at the food court. And we were happy because we knew that our next stop was GameStop, where we would then go and proceed to look for Xbox games, PS2 games, PSP games, so on and so forth. And maybe even Black Eyed Peas, I got a feeling, would be playing on the radio, on the intercom system of the mall. Beautiful times to be alive. And I think the youth of today should experience something similar because it is just such a beautiful feeling. So I say, we should all, as a whole, try to help the malls stay open. Maybe one time, instead of going online, say, could I find this at the mall? And make it an experience that you will take with you forever. That is all. Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Arturo. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, let me know what you would like to hear for the next one. I'm willing to venture off into other spaces, do various things, but I definitely wanted to do the mall as my first video because the mall just means a lot to me. It was one of my favorite places to go as a kid. And so that is why I did that. Again, thank you guys so much and see you guys in the next one.